Hello, my name is SpiderZ, and this is my first episode on this new channel. I had a crafting channel before this that I posted about 20 videos on or so, but it never really took off, so I decided I'd switch it up and try something new. And the series is basically going to be a kind of let's play slash how to for people who have never played Minecraft before, or people who have some experience or lots of experience. As we go along, you might learn something new. You never know. Anyways, I've been playing Minecraft ever since it first came out on iOS, and I played on iOS for a couple of years, and then I went to Xbox for a year or two, and then finally ended up here on PC. But the series is inspired by a YouTuber named Paul Source Jr. He did a series called Survive and Thrive about 8 years back, and that was how I learned all the ins and outs of Minecraft, but it has definitely evolved a lot in those past 8 years. So I figured that I would, kind of as a tribute to him, I would make my own survival Let's Play how to. So anyways, after you've loaded up the game, you'll come to this loading screen, or you'll come to this home screen here. And you just want to go ahead and click single player, and then go down here to the bottom right and click create new world. And then it will bring up this screen, and you can go ahead and name your world. So I'm going to name mine Everlasting Survival. And right here you can pick whether you'd like it to be survival or hardcore, which is just an extremely difficult version of survival where if you die, you cannot play it anymore. I believe you can still spectate the world and look at what you built, but you can't actually continue playing. Creative mode, which you have unlimited resources, and it's kind of like online Legos. You can build anything you want, and it's pretty neat. You can fly around and stuff. Or survival, where you have to collect resources and then you use those resources to build weapons, build tools and stuff, and you have to survive against all kinds of different monsters and things. Over here, the difficulty, it allows you to pick how strong those monsters that you fight against are, as well as how much food affects you. And so you have the options of easy, normal, hard, or peaceful. In peaceful mode, food does not affect you, I do not believe. But there are also no monsters, which is a good and bad thing. Some of the monsters, you need the resources from them, so I would recommend that you at least play on easy mode. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to be playing on normal, which just means that the monsters will deal a little bit more damage. Allowing cheats, this allows you to change some of the coded in game rules throughout your playthrough. It also allows you to switch between like survival and creative or spectator mode. It allows you to change the time of day whenever you want, or you can stop the daylight changing altogether. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on so that I can show you guys some things that you can do with it later. And down here in game rules, you can actually go through and you can check this out later. You don't have to pick all these when you first generate the world, but you've got a whole bunch of different like options for customizing the game for how you want it to play. You can like change things so that like fire doesn't affect you, or you can change it so that fall damage, like if you jump off a cliff, you won't take any damage. But for now, I'm not going to mess with any of this. Then under more world options right here in the bottom right, if you go ahead and click on that, this seed box right here, you can go ahead and type in a number or code, or type in a word phrase or something like that. And a seed is basically like a set of code or numbers that the random world generating for this game will use to generate a specific world. So for example, if you have seed to my world that I'm about to make here, then you can type it in here and you could play along with me on the same world that I'm playing on. So generate structures. There are structures in the game such as like villages and ocean monuments and shipwrecks and all kinds of different things. And you can choose to either have that on or off. We will have that on because who wouldn't want villages and structures in their game? World type, you have a bunch of different options here. We're going to stick with default, but you can go to super flat, which basically just makes a flat world that's good for practicing building or just messing around on. I wouldn't really recommend it for survival, but you definitely can do a survival playthrough on here if you'd like. Large biomes is basically the default terrain generation, except all of the different biomes are really large. So you'll have like really large oceans, you'll have really large forest, really large snowy mountains, stuff like that. Amplified is when the whole world, everything is extremely mountainous. This can be extremely difficult to survive on. And I really wouldn't recommend it, like it says, unless you have a pretty beefy computer, because it definitely eats up a lot of your computer's RAM. Single biome, you can pick your favorite biome and just try to survive there, such as like a jungle biome or a forest biome, or you could brave it and try to do a desert biome. Totally up to you. Caves, it just makes an entire world where I believe it's just giant caves. I've never actually done it, but maybe we'll check that out someday. And then floating islands, I believe, is just as it sounds, a whole bunch of floating islands that you can build on and go between the islands. But we'll stick with default. This bonus chest here, basically what it does is if you're playing survival mode, it gives you a chest with some starting resources and tools, and it saves you maybe 2 or 3 minutes off the start of the game. It just gives you a little bit of a head start, but I'll turn this on, but I probably won't end up using anything out of it, but I'll just show you guys what it looks like in case you choose to have this in your playthrough. And I think that that's all we're going to mess with. Once we get started here, I will go ahead and show you the seed for my world, and you can type it in here if you'd like to play along on the same starting world that I do. So looking through, everything looks good. So you go ahead and down here on the bottom left, you click Create New World, and then it takes a little bit of time. But sure enough, in a few seconds, it'll load up a new world for us, and we'll get started. So while that's loading, the goal when we first start is we want to try to get wood. You can do this by punching a tree or taking wood from a village, etc. And let's see here, it looks like we spawned in a grassy area. So using your mouse, you can look around, and then using the WASD keys, you can walk around like this. And then using the space bar, you can jump. So those are the basic controls of the game. And looking around here, we've got a mountain here. We've got these are called dark oak trees. There's some giant mushrooms. And then over here is the bonus chest that I told you about. This spawns randomly around you when you first start the world. And I don't remember. For a while, I believe this chest used to respawn every time you die, but I'm not sure if it does that now still or not. But if you go ahead and use the right mouse click button, you can open it up and look inside, and it gives you some food, some tools, some wood to start building with and making things out of. And then it gives you the chest itself, and it gives you these torches. But again, we're not going to be using this. So, to open up your inventory, you actually are going to press E, and this is how you can look around at what you've got inside of your inventory, as well as if you're inside of a chest, you can press E to get out. So let's start out by going to get some wood over here. This is actually a regular oak tree, and this is the dark oak tree. Just since there's more wood, we're going to go over here, we're going to look at it, and you're going to hold down the left click mouse button, and it will start punching the tree. And you will collect these oak logs. And these oak logs you can use to turn into oak planks, and then you can turn those oak planks into different weapons, tools, building materials, whatever you like. But we're going to go ahead and collect some of this. That should be good. So we've got 7 of these. So go ahead and press E, and this will bring up your inventory. And then up here is a little crafting square, a 2x2 crafting square, and that will get us started. So you want to left click these logs and go over here, and then left click them again. And as you will see, it will show you the option to convert these logs into dark oak planks. And for every 1 log, you get 4 planks. So you can left click this and it will give you 4 and take away one of the logs, or you can hold down shift and then left click it and it will turn all of the logs into planks. So then I'm going to go ahead and pick these up by left clicking them, go over here to my little crafting square, and I'm going to hold down right click and then I'm going to drag, and that will place one of these planks in each of the crafting squares. And then it will show us the option to turn those planks into a crafting table. We want to do that, so we will go ahead and take that crafting table. And you can go, this is down here at the bottom of the screen, this is called your hotbar. This is where you put like your favorite items and weapons and stuff like that you want access to the fastest. And you can scroll through this either with your scroll wheel or by using the different number keys that are associated with each of the boxes. So I selected the crafting table, I'm now holding it in my hand, and I'm just going to look down here at the ground, and I'm going to use the right click to set it down. And I'll go ahead and right click this again, and this just turned our 2x2 crafting square into a 3x3 crafting square, which allows us to make more types of things. So we're going to take our oak planks here, and we're going to take them over here, and I'm going to this time I'm going to take the left mouse button, click it, drag. We put 2 planks in there, and I'm going to do that one more time because I want lots of these sticks, and I'm going to go ahead and take those, and these sticks we're going to use to make tools out of. So what you can do is you can hold down left mouse click and drag, and it will evenly split the stack. So before, if you held down right and went up, it would put 1 in each, but instead if you hold down left, it splits the stack in half. So we'll take the oak planks and we'll drag them across here like this, and this will end up giving us a wooden pickaxe, which we can use to mine some stone later. And then we'll take our oak planks again, we'll go like that, and it will give us a wooden axe, which will help us to cut down this tree faster. Now I'll collect my sticks, and we'll go ahead and turn around and keep getting us some more wood. I like to get about 10 to 15 pieces of wood to start out with. That gives me plenty to work around with making new weapons and tools and using it as fuel later on for a furnace. And if you use the axe that we made like I am, it will actually cut down the tree faster. So definitely utilize that. Alright, this should be plenty. And we'll go ahead here, and I'm actually going to use the axe to take this crafting table with me. Okay, so now before it turns nighttime, which if you look up at the sky, you can see the sun starts over there in the east, goes across the sky into the west. And once it becomes nighttime and it's dark outside, monsters will start spawning. So that's when we want to be inside and safe. But before then, we should probably work on getting some food. So I see some chickens over here. So I'm going to go ahead over to these chickens. And if you would like to run to move faster in this game, the default controls for it are double tapping forward W and holding. So double tap, hold, double tap, hold. We're going to go over here to these chickens, and I'm sorry, little guy, but I need to eat you. So that gave us some raw chicken meat, which we do not want to eat, or else it might make us sick. But we can go ahead and cook that up in a little bit. And see another chicken there. Come here, little guy. Whew, he went flying. All right. So we've got some chicken meat. We've got some feathers. Let's look around over here. I don't see any. Here's another chicken. Poor little guy. All right. So that should be enough food to get us started. Let's go over here to this big mountain. Actually, maybe not yet. We'll come back there once it gets closer to night. Let's just take a peek at what's over here. Ooh, a swamp. Where's that? Oh, that's a jungle. Okay. Swamp and a jungle. Interesting. We've got some sheep, actually. Ouch. As you can see, if you fall from too high, you'll actually take some damage. So that was not good. These vines here, they're kind of hard to see, but you can use them to climb up on trees. Hello, look at all these sheep. So the reason why I'm coming over here to these sheep is that you can actually, if you kill them, you can get wool and you can make a bed. Now what I'm doing here is I'm jumping, and as I'm falling, I'm actually hitting them. Missed. So let me try it on this one. So jump, fall, and that does critical hits, and it does a little bit more damage, and will let you one-shot things. Okay, let's keep getting some wool so that we can make a bed. And making a bed just allows you to sleep through the night so that you don't have to wait around for the monsters to go away. To make the bed, if you have at least 3 wool, drag it across like this. You can take any kind of wooden planks, drag it across, and there's your bed. It's a white bed, so we'll take that, and it's starting to become a little bit dark. We'll throw down the bed there, and once it gets all the way dark, we can go ahead and sleep in that to skip the night. But for now, I'm going to keep on collecting some of these sheep to wool. So there are different colored sheep, as you can see. I don't know where the dark gray one went. Oh, there it is. So sheep are really good because you get the wool, and then you also get the meat from them. And also, for those of you who want to play on this world, you can go ahead to figure out your seed. You type /seed. And there it is there. You can pause and take a screenshot and type that into that seed bar that I showed you earlier, and it'll bring you to the same world that I'm on now. But if you look around, you can see we can start to see faint traces of stars up in the sky. And it's getting a little bit darker. And so we can go ahead and we can sleep in just another few moments. If you don't find sheep and it starts to get dark, a good option that you can always do is just to dig into a wall like this, and you can use some dirt or wood and you can block yourself in. But we have a bed, so we're going to go ahead and sleep through the night. To do that, you just right click on it. So here we are. It's the second day, and we made it. So I'll go ahead and leave this here for now. I'm starting to get a little bit hungry, so I'd like to cook up some of this food. So this little tunnel that we dug, we can dig it out a little bit more and collect some of this stone. To collect stone, you have to have that pickaxe that we made. So if I tried to dig the stone with, anything else, I'm not going to be able to break it. Use an axe, it's not going to work. It has to be a pickaxe, at least a wood pickaxe. So I'm go ahead and collect some of this. I like to get about 20, and 20 is plenty enough to get started in this game. So let's dig this out some. $24, perfect. So if we go back here to our crafting table, we go ahead and we right click on that, and you pick up the cobblestone, and then you right click and drag like I showed you before. In a circle formation, you can make a furnace, which a furnace and the crafting table are probably the two most important blocks in this game. So if you go ahead and set that down and right click on it, it'll bring up this interface. And anything you want to cook, you put in the top, and then you put the fuel in the bottom, and then whatever you make comes out here. So in this case, we want food. So let's take this raw mutton. I'm going to hold down Shift and left click to put it in there, but it's not cooking because we need fuel. And any type of wood or coal or charcoal can be used as fuel. So in a moment here, we're going to go ahead and make some stone tools. So we're not going to need these wooden tools anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and use those to cook some of those foods that at least they don't go to waste. While that's cooking, I'm going to come in here, take my sticks, and I'm going to drag them. And this time I left clicked and dragged, and that split the stack evenly. And then I'm going to make a pickaxe, make a stone axe, and these are our basic tools that we need. And it looks like we need more wood, so I'll just throw some more planks in there. And that's going to give us some cooked mutton, which is cooked sheep meat. So here we are with some cooked mutton. As you can see down here at the bottom, this is our hunger bar. Each of those meat pops represents 2 hunger, or 2 halves of hunger. So as you can see, we've got 3 that are kind of blacked out there. That means that we are missing 3 of our hunger. And cooked mutton will give us back all 3 of those. And in addition to that, different types of food gives you different saturation, which means that basically when you eat the food and it brings you back to full hunger, saturation is how long before you get hungry again, or how much activity you can do before you'll get hungry. And cooked meat gives you some of the highest saturation in the game, whereas food like chocolate chip cookies in the game doesn't give you very much saturation, so you'll constantly be getting hungry. But we've got some cooked mutton here. And down here, that sound that you just heard, it fills up this bar with that little green bit. And this is your experience bar. Later on in the game, you can use the experience to upgrade your weapons and tools. But for right now, early game, it's not super important. So we've got some food, we've got some stone tools, and we've got plenty of wood. So I would say that we're good to go. Now, when we slept on this bed before, it actually set our spawn point to right somewhere in here. What that's important for is that if we died, we would come back to this bed here. If we break this bed right now, then our spawn point will reset to where we started this world at, which is a little ways over there. But we're going to go ahead and break it because we're going to leave now. And we'll break this furnace. And the next goal that you want in Minecraft, once you've got some food and you've got some basic stone tools, is you want to start looking for iron. Now, iron spawns inside of like large chunks of stone. And I believe that it has to be below a certain limit. I think it's like, I want to say like 64 blocks high or 58 or something like that. So I don't believe that it can spawn way up here in mountains. I think that it has to be like a little bit below ground. But we'll look around for a cave here. And I do want to check out this jungle because it's not often that I run into jungles in this game. So I'm going to do a little bit of Tarzan. Well, try to do a little bit of Tarzan. These are lily pads. You can run and jump on them. And it looks like we're going to have to swim a little bit. So, going into this jungle, as you can see, it's very lush. There's lots of vines. You do have to be a little careful. Jungles can be dark enough that monsters can spawn in them. And this here is actually a watermelon, or just a melon. And we can go ahead and use the axe to get it quickly. And we can go ahead and plant those later, but for now we'll just keep them. And this is cocoa beans. We can use this to make cookies. So we'll take some of these, but to use the cocoa beans, you actually have to have one of these jungle logs to farm them off of. So we'll take a few of these. Let's look around here. That there is lava. We will steer clear of that for now. Kind of surprised it's not lighting this jungle on fire. Oh, it looks like it did some. And oh, what is this over here? Oh, this is a pretty little area. Oh, I do like this. Maybe we will build a house in here. You know, I'm liking it. I think that's what we'll do. So go ahead and work our way over there. And I'll go this way. Climb up this. Ooh. Not sure if I like this view on this side though. Thinking a little bit ahead, I should be looking for iron right now. It's like there's more lava over there. You know, as much as I like this spot, I don't think we'll build a permanent house here. We'll see. Anyways, let's go look for some iron. I don't want to get lost in the jungle, so we'll go back over this way a little bit. Bet we can find a good cave over here in the swamp. I'm just going to run through here. If you run and jump, you can actually move quicker than if you just run, but it also uses more hunger. Any caves? Any caves? No caves. All right. Any cave. A little water pool. Huh. Well, this is just how the game goes sometimes. Basically, I'm looking for a cave because that's one of the quickest and easiest ways to find iron. But it's starting to get dark again. How strange. Cows. I don't want cows, I want a cave. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and kill some of these cows though. Because cows drop leather. And leather is extremely important in this game. Because later on we'll need leather for books, and early on we can use it for some basic armor. But I'll leave that cow. Oop, we're too hungry to run. And it's getting nighttime and we still haven't found a cave. Ooh. Cool. Okay, here's a cave. Maybe? Yeah. Okay, we'll go on that in a minute. For now, though, we'll go ahead and throw our bed down and go to sleep. I will teach you guys how to kill monsters and survive the night, but for now, we will stick to the basics. So I'm going to go ahead and take this bed again. We're going to head over here to this cave. Now, part of the problems with caves is that they are very dark, and monsters like to spawn in them. And that is not what I want. Also, you guys probably couldn't see. So what I did here is I threw some of these dark oak logs in, and by cooking them, it gives us charcoal. We can turn that charcoal into torches, and then you guys will be able to see better, and we will avoid some monsters. So it's probably good enough. Just getting some more wood, going to make some more sticks. Then if you put the sticks in the charcoal like this, it will give you torches. So here are our torches. I'll let that keep cooking. And we're going to go down into this cave now. Hopefully we don't run into anything. If we do, we'll have to kill it. But, ooh, there's a zombie. Okay, so when he comes out here into the sunlight, he's actually going to catch on fire. And he'll start taking damage. So if we go ahead and smack him with the axe, we'll kill him. The axe will deal more damage than your hand. Axes deal more damages than swords, but they're slower to attack with. So, well, that's disappointing. This is an actual cave. An actual cave somewhere around here. I can hear it. Wait, it's behind here. Hello? That sound that you hear is a skeleton. Skeletons have bows. They can shoot you from... Ooh. It's behind this wall. Ooh. Alright. Ooh. Nice shot. So there we go. You can, if you have more room, you can try to dodge the shots and stuff, but one skeleton is not really much of a threat. So peek in here carefully. I would like to light this up some. So by lighting things up, you prevent more monsters from spawning and trying to kill you. There's another zombie. There we go. So if you see one of these guys, don't look them in the face or they will attack you. They are very dangerous, but as long as you don't look at them, they're pretty peaceful. So... okay, so here's some iron. This is what we were looking for. So we will go ahead and use, you have to use a stone pickaxe, but we can mine this out. Looks like there were only 2 there. Whenever you see like iron or diamonds or gold or something like that in this game, you always want to dig around it because you might be able to get a few more. That is a creeper. That is what Minecraft is famous for. They walk towards you and then they explode. But we'll just smack them for now. You want to try to stay away because they're a little bit of a kamikaze. So I'm just mining this iron here, and then we're gonna book it out of here. maybe. Let's see. Yeah. Nothing. This is coal. This is useful for cooking things, actually. So we'll grab some of this. Hello, mister. Actually could kill him. So the trick to these guys is that they're really tall. So as long as you are in a too tall thing, they can't reach you. So I can just sit back here and smack him. He cannot reach me. He died. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, we'll go down there in a little while. Let's go back up to the surface for now, though. Let's see, where did this come out at? Right over here. Interesting. So we'll go over to our furnace here, and we'll take the rest of those and take that. Now, when we mined that iron, it gave us iron ore, but we can't actually use this yet, so we have to cook it in the furnace. So if you go ahead and put the iron ore in the furnace, and then you take these planks, or we can go ahead actually and use some of our coal that we just got. And coal is good because each piece of coal cooks 7 or 8, can't remember, but 7 or 8 pieces of whatever you're trying to cook. So using coal will help us save wood so that we can use the wood for other things. What time is it? Midday. So that's cooking up there. Looking out for any danger. Go ahead and take this for now. There's a lot of items that I keep picking up. I'll explain what they are later. But so we've got our crafting table. If you take this iron, one of the most important tools in the game is a shield. So you place the iron there in the top center. Then you take any type of wooden planks. You can drag them out like this in almost a V shape. And it will give you a shield. And this is how you can block projectiles like arrows from skeletons, and you can block zombies and block all kinds of things, and block against explosions. And to equip a shield, you can hold it in your hand like this. That's great. But using the F button, you can actually place it in your left hand like that, so that you can hold like a weapon or build using your right hand, and then you have shield in your left. So this is a big game changer early game. Take the rest of our iron. Hello, Mr. Cow. And let's see. Go ahead and make a bucket with this iron. So to make a bucket, you place 1, 2, 3 like that, and it will give you this bucket. Go ahead and take that, take our furnace, take our crafting table, and yeah, so I don't particularly want to go down in that cave and explore more yet. I think that here is probably a good point to call it for the first episode. These are most of the basics for how to start out a world. In the next episode, we'll work on building a temporary house where we can store our items, and we'll maybe go deeper into that cave and see what else we can find. But for now, thank you guys for joining in to my first episode of this how-to Let's Play series. My name is SpiderZ. Make sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Catch you next time. Bye.